Hey! Raindrop, drop top, smoking on cooking the hot box. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Cooking up dope in the crock pot.
What up guys, welcome back to the channel. You already know what it is, back with another reaction video. Today we're going to be reacting to rich kids Snapchats. Without further ado, let's get right into the video.
There's something about watching how the 1% of the world lives, but there's a fine line between being flashy and being just plain douchey. If this is your first time visiting us, click that red button, subscribe,
and the original video
enjoy.
down there.
These are 10 douchey things the rich kids of Snapchat do. Flaunt their wads of cash. What is a better way of letting the world know that you have money than to show them your huge wads of cash? Not only do the rich kids of Snapchat do this, but they have gotten creative in their flashy snaps. From using money for anything like a table mat, tissue paper, and even toilet paper. These rich kids have gotten a bit obnoxious when it comes to showing off their dough. We usually see behavior like this from insecure adults, but we guess the kids are starting young these days. Destroying pricey goods. What's an iPhone or an iPad to someone who just can purchase a new one at a whim?
I know, it's great, right?
The rich kids of Snapchat go through expensive gear and electronics so quickly that they're keeping Apple in business. When they get new phones, they go to great lengths to destroy their old phones for everyone on Snapchat to see. From burning expensive stuff they don't want anymore to not taking care of the stuff they already have. It seems like it's about the time their parents pull the cord on these kids. Presents from mom and dad. When someone gets good grades, they're usually given a nice pat on the back. But when a rich kid gets good grades, they're rewarded with cars, watches, and new phones. One kid's parents weren't sure which color iPhone their kid wanted, so they ended up buying them all colors because why not? Another rich kid snapped a quick photo of their amazing arrangement of Rolex watches and coordinating colored bottles from pricey Dom Perignon champagne for every passing grade, just proving that they're completely earning all these extravagant gifts. Over-the-top purchases. If there's one thing rich kids of Snapchat are good at, it's shopping and showing off their purchases. These kids can spend $100,000 or more in one shopping trip, and they take the snaps to prove it. They buy anything from a $10,000 fountain pen to a new Lambo with just a snap of your fingers. When you have no budget, why not buy 4 iPads for no reason? These kids are given all the money in the world, and watching how they spend it is oddly satisfying. Making fun of the less fortunate. For some reason, these kids love to put down the other 99% of the world by constantly calling them peasants.
Okay, you guys are just like rude and ungrateful.
Heaven forbid rich kids of Snapchat be subjected to public school or transportation, because they literally cannot. When they're with their friends who made it into the same exclusive private school as them, they usually find ways to degrade them. From having them draw watches on their arms to snapping them draw designer labels on their clothes, the rich kids stop at nothing to put down people who are less fortunate than them. Showing off designer goods. The rich kids of Snapchat can only have the best things life has to offer, and they make sure we all see what we are missing out on. By the best things, we mean water that costs 3 figures and clothing that most people would have to take out a small loan to afford. We get that they have grown accustomed to the finer things, but to show off their $5,000 shoes when a lot of people in the world don't have any is pretty douchey. It would be nice to see them donating their clothes and shoes to charity every now and then. Complain about their lives. There seems to be a reoccurring theme when it comes to rich kids on Snapchat that proves they're all spoiled brats. They complain about their lives constantly, from being annoyed with their butlers to complaining about the size of their $1 million houses. They just don't know what it's really like to suffer. These rich kids seem to be ungrateful for their very fortunate lifestyles, and if they are so unhappy, we know a ton of people who would be willing to trade spots. No regard for possessions. When it comes to taking care of their cars, toys, and boats, rich kids have no regard for their possessions. One kid took a photo of his yacht sinking in the harbor, and then bragged about how amazing the party must have been. Another left the top down on their expensive car and decided it was time for a new one instead of repairing the damage. It must be hard to take care of things when you can buy a new one without even thinking twice. Cool watch, bro. If there's one thing we can't stand about Snapchat. It's the constant need for these rich kids to show off their watches. A watch for a birthday, a watch for an A, a watch just because. We are up to here with your watches. We get it, you're rich and your watch is expensive, but we really don't care. Go back to showing the cool vacation you're on, but please refrain from getting your watch in the frame this time. Misusing expensive goods for laughs. When they aren't destroying their iPhones or iPads, rich kids are using them to get a laugh. What would you do if you ran out of paper to practice your math on? Well, if you're a rich kid, you would just draw all over your iPad or computer. Forgot your umbrella? Don't worry, you can just use your iPad, even though it's not waterproof. Need a good game to play at school? Why don't you and your rich friends just play a game of iPhone Jenga? Though it may be amusing to the snappers, misusing these expensive goods isn't getting a laugh from us.
Alright guys, as you can see, this is for the video. Bro, those kids are ungrateful as fuck, bro. Like, for real, like, if I was them, I would for sure, I would donate some money to, like, charity or something like that. Like, to schools for people that don't have money and stuff like that. But, like, nah, you take that shit for granted, like, for real, bro. Like, what? Who the fuck uses that iPad for cake? Who the fuck walks an iPhone? Who does that? Like, for real, those kids are ungrateful, like, for real, yo. Alright, guys, this is for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe down below. And any videos you guys want me to react to, just comment down in the description box below.
I'm just stunting on my ex, I'm just flexing on my ex, bitch. Hold up, I'm just stunting on my ex, bitch.